Again. All right, we're recording. I'm Kim Ureta. I'm here with my cousin Cindy Calloway. I was going to say Huddleston, and Haley Mays, who's my cousins, and my good friend client Cassandra, and Sam, who I just met. And I didn't think SS meant a Nazi. I kind of did.
Mm.
Sorry. Um, just because I grew up watching Hogan's Heroes. So I've got some ideas of what to chat about before we click record. I had some requests for nervous system regulation, using essential oils for that and balancing our brain for inflammation, some spot treatment. Sam, did you have any things that were like, you're like, I want to learn this about this? Like what's going on with you?
I like everything that everyone else said too.
Okay.
Hmm.
So that's like what's going on with you. You want nervous system regulation stuff?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen then. Doo-doo-doo. I taught a class with a friend of mine. I think it was last year, so I still have the Canva from that. Okay. So I guess I can click present. Um, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I found the oils and where I started as far as learning and where would be a good place for you guys to start. So at the time, let's see, my son, he was 2 and we were trying to have another baby and I kept miscarrying and then I would skip a period and it was like my body tricking me because I would think, oh, well, maybe I'm pregnant again, but it was just like a skipped period. So technically that's called amenorrhea. And my midwife and she had just started using oils too. A woman came down from Utah and taught a class for like her big group of midwives. And she had a book similar to this one. It was the same brand, just this is the most updated version. And we looked it up. We looked up, okay, well, what do we do? What oil, what plant is for amenorrhea? And it was basil oil. And it said, that this is what's gonna like regulate menstruation, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, cool, I need that. So I bought like a basic kit of oils and I got that basil oil. So I waited like a week for this to come in the mail. I was super excited about it. And because I had been reading, I had been like obsessing on the internet. And when it came, my husband brought the box into the shower. I had like shampoo in my hair and like he's like, your box came and I got out and I'm like, ah. This was before the Amazon craze. So like getting a box back then was like extra special. So I'm opening the box and he's like, you don't want to wait till you rinse your hair. I'm like, no, no. So I'm like going like this. I got shampoo. I put the basil on my stomach. 30 minutes later, my period starts. It's so weird. Like, it's so satisfying when something works the way you want it to. Like right now.
Yeah.
So, that kind of like started building my belief in like, how do I want to share this with people? And so I get the book and those of you that don't know me, which only Sam doesn't, I practice all kinds of natural health things. I'm like, whatever was wrong with me from the age of like 18, I went and decided to do a training. So I did massage, I went to Rolfing school, I went to colon hydrotherapy school, just start learning, all the things. Um, and so I take this back to my practice because most of my clients, are coming into my office with a lot of problems. And a lady comes in and says, oh gosh, I've had the worst migraine headache for like several days. And I just kind of made myself come to my appointment. And I was like, and she's like, why are you happy? I'm like, because we're gonna fix it right now. So excited to get to play with my oils. So I look in my book, it says peppermint and frankincense for migraine headaches. So put a drop of frankincense on the roof on your thumb and put it on the roof of your mouth. Take some peppermint, put it on the top of your head and breathe it in. I shit you not, like her headache is gone in 5 minutes. So it's like I kept having experiences like this where it was working and I just kept sharing. So now here we are 16 years later. This is what I do for work. Every day I get to just help people figure out like what recipe they need, how they can work on calming their body, how they can just kind of integrate natural health into every facet. Because, like as a mother and, like I don't want to have to take my kids in for every little thing. And it makes you feel very powerless. You're like, well, I don't know what to do. Like I have to rely on the information they give you. And because I've been entrenching myself in reading information, being connected to like a whole midwife community and natural health, these people lie. Like I go to the doctor, you want to trust them. They just say the thing that they think is going to appease you and shut you up so that you'll just do what they say and get out the door. And it's not because of malice. They literally don't have time. And so they'll just say stuff. And anyway, so I've experienced this several times where I'm like, lazy. Just want to give me medication and you don't want to tell me what it's going to do. Anyway, um, I have to check on the baby really quick. Cindy, can you tell a story and keep going?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna step away. He's crying, so I gotta go check.
Okay. Why'd you want me to tell a story? Well, okay, I'll tell an oil story. My daughter, her dad like had warts on his fingers when he was a kid, and they always had to like go and get him frozen off, and he had to get these shots in his butt. And, like it was just this long, painful, horrible process. And so like when my youngest started getting them, we were like, oh no, what are we gonna do? And so like of course I just asked him or look in my book and it's oregano. And like we would literally just put one drop of oregano on her, any wart that would pop up. And within a week it just fell off. And like she had like maybe a handful of them and she hasn't had any in years. So that was really cool.
Wow.
That's what sold my husband on it. Because he was like, I suffered with this my whole childhood, and you just put a drop and it comes off. It's
And he
fantastic.
used to always have to get them frozen off.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, huge difference.
So he was like so sad for her when she started getting them, and I was like, no, no, don't worry, I got this. I was telling the story about Farrah's warts with the oregano.
Yeah, is that crazy how that works so fast?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I had a nurse friend she was like really serious about oregano and she put it in a syringe, like a needle. And I was like, that's not necessary. Just put it topically because it with essential oils, medicinal ones, you can put it on your skin and it's in your bloodstream faster than a hypodermic needle.
Hmm.
It's not necessary to like puncture the skin. So she was like, yeah, that was overzealous of me.
She's shooting up with oregano.
Like, I think so. That wasn't necessary. So, oh, okay. Sorry. I have to see what he's doing. Haley, can you say what the oil, like what made you go like, I love oils?
I think, well, the very first one I tried was, I would think I was like 16 or 17, and it was that clary sage roller because I used to get really, really painful periods, and it just made it go away like within an hour. And then what made Nate a believer is he had horrible migraines all the time, and we would just put that peppermint on his temples, and he's liked it ever since.
Cool. Hmm.
The clary sage roller, where would you apply it?
Clary Calm is what it's called. Clary
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Calm.
clary palm.
Right
I
on the uterus.
Okay.
Off over your ovaries. I actually, my youngest daughter just like she's in the beginnings of having her period and it started this morning. She's like, why does it hurt so bad? I've never had it hurt so bad. And I was like, let's go get the Clary Calm. And she just like put it over the ovaries and she's like, okay, that feels better. So
Interesting.
yeah, so it's good for, teens or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
My friend that worked in a hair salon, she would give it to all the nail technicians because, like, for some reason they were mean. And she's like, "This is for the bitch stick." Put it on. So you put it all over your forearm because it like calms you down, I guess the like PMS symptoms. So, um, so the reason we use doTERRA only, these are the only ones that are worked through big universities and third-party testing, and they're grown in the region they're supposed to grow in. So it's not like, oh, I have lavender in my backyard and then like I just had my own little machine and oh yeah, maybe it's organic, but it doesn't mean that it's going to have the correct levels of chemical compounds to give it that medicinal quality. So it needs to come from the region it's supposed to come from. It has to be tested to make sure that it's going to have that effect. So, like, for example, sandalwood trees in Hawaii, they don't actually produce heartwood oil unless they've been through like a storm or something has happened to it. It has to have like something that upset its system, like a stressor. And then that's what makes the plant throw its heartwood into the middle. So when they harvest it, they can actually get the oil out of it. For example, like lavender and rose, those both need to be done very early in the morning when there's dew. It has to be like right after a freeze, but then it got hot right away and then it kind of got dewy. And then the most oil is in the morning. So it's very specific in how things are done. And then they have to be tested in a lab to make sure that it's going to do what we want it to do in our body. So essentially what essential oil is, it's like tons and tons and tons of a plant that's put through either a distillation process or a cold press, like with citrus oils. And then the resulting effect is it becomes the immune system of the plant. That's everything that plant needed to protect itself. And then now we can safely use it on topically on our body. And because of our relationship with Johns Hopkins Medical and Oxford University and several other big, um, teaching hospitals, we're able to show how we can use them internal. And that's actually in the physician's desk reference now. It'll say specifically doTERRA peppermint, doTERRA on guard, doTERRA frankincense. So that cannot be true for any other essential oil company because they don't have all of those safeguards in place and third-party companies and not just that, but like research. So it's very specific and important that people understand they can't just pick up something from the health food store, even if it says organic. Um, so like a lot of people like they'll say, well, I bought this and it says organic and what blah blah blah. The only reason somebody can have a USDA organic label is if it's never been exposed to pesticides. So in China, if they're like, we can make lavender in a lab and it never was a plant and it never was exposed to pesticides. So technically they can buy the USDA organic label. So it's like, doesn't really, it tricks us as consumers, but it's important to know like what you're getting. So when I share with somebody about like frankincense, it's an important one that I use every day. They're like, I can get a jug of it for $10. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's the smell of frankincense. Do you want it to smell like frankincense or do you want it to work like frankincense? So you have to get the one, where the guys in Somaliland have to like friggin' rock climb and cut it off the tree resin and put it in their little basket and put it in their backpack. I mean, it's a whole ancient process. Um, okay, I have to check the baby again. He's still crying. I have no one else to watch him, so I'm teaching. And so, Cindy, do you have a frankincense thing that you can share? Like how it's worked for you?
Yeah, I'll chat. Go. You go do your thing. Let's see. I'm getting out my frankincense right now. I just know that frankincense, like whatever you put it with, it like empowers it, makes it stronger. And what I like use frankincense by itself for is put it over my thyroid because it like helps protect. It's either it protects your body from radiation or it helps like detox it. Maybe both, but that's what I use it for. is for like thyroid protection. Um, and plus it just smells delicious. But I use a lot. doTERRA has like a frankincense stick that's like really good for your skin. So like if I am out in the sun a lot, I'll put that all over my face at night. So I was really happy when they came out with that. Um, what else do I use it for? Haley, do you use it for anything other than those two?
I make my own face oil and I put like 10 drops of it in there and I thought I saw like a study or something that it can help block blue light, so I like to do that when I'm going to be in front of a screen all day.
It definitely blocks radiation. So I use it. I think I heard Cindy say that you use it on the airplane and at the dentist.
I put on my thyroid just like every day in general. We got
Yeah,
we got stuff coming all over the place.
that's true, right? I mean, and you're in higher elevation, wouldn't it be more radiation?
I don't know how it
No, I
works. I
think
think
it's
it's
like
everywhere.
it's like over 20,000 in like when you go in the airplane, that's when there's more radiation. You're
Oh,
only at like what
well,
7,700.
I don't know if like cell towers have radiation, but that's what I'm like. I'm like, they're everywhere. Just put it on me.
I use it on my face a lot and I use it on my breasts. So when I get out of the
Yeah,
shower, when I use most of my oils is when I get out of the
that's
shower.
that's a good one. The
What does it
breasts.
do for your breasts and for your face?
Well, it's super duper anti-cancer. It's one of like the main cancer treatments in like the rest of the world besides the
Mhm.
and they have it approved for all their countries.
Okay.
Our cancer thing is all like about money, so they don't share that kind of information.
Yeah.
But frankincense has been researched like to the max. Um, I have that guy's book. It's Dr. Scott Johnson, and he lists all of the studies that they do on each essential oils in his book. I can share that with you guys in a minute. But the reason I do it is so that I can prevent cancer cells from metastasizing, and it keeps the blueprint of each cell the correct blueprint. Because when a cell becomes abnormal and then it duplicates itself, that's when it becomes cancer. So I put it all over my face because of the wrinkles, and I'm trying to prevent skin cancer because I spend a lot of time in the sun. I put it on my boobs because my mom had breast cancer and I don't want that. Um, and I also use it for anxiety. So it's like before bed, I use it to like help calm me down. And because when you're breathing it in, it's crossing your blood-brain barrier through your olfactory in your nose, and then it's balancing all of your receptor sites and telling the adrenaline and cortisol to go back down. So those are the main things I'm doing with my frankincense. Um, and there's a gal, her name's Dr. Danielle Daniel, and she studies aromapharmacology and all kinds of brain stuff. Her book is called what is it? Brain. Anyway, she's got an app too, and she talks about all the different research they're doing and specifically with balancing your brain. So, like, if you know somebody who's been struggling or like they've been stuck on medication that they don't want to be on, because there's all these side effects and nobody wants to feel like that,
Yeah.
They don't want to be a Stepford wife. They want to like be able to experience life and not have to deal with the weight gain and all the weird stigma that comes from, being on antidepressants, you know. So let me move to the next slide here. This was my sweet friend Marie in Hawaii. So this is just some important information. The number one myth about regulation is that to regulate means to calm down. That's not even the goal. Instead, to regulate means to connect, to be authentic and have a mindful connection to ourselves, also known as awareness. This enables us to think more clearly, make conscious decisions, connect our breath, and feel more grounded. This is the list I was reading this morning. And I'm like, yeah, I feel all of those. Waking up overwhelmed, feeling stuck, unable to complete tasks, dissociate, feel less than, search for validation, emotional blow-ups, shut people out, default to blame. Great. Without awareness, a person will default to react how wait, let me move this.
Okay.
Their childhood caretakers model communication and coping methods. Were you gonna say
I
something?
want to take a picture of that last one. Can
Oh, let me go back.
I? Okay.
So that's why I was like, oh, good. I'm
Okay.
gonna sit down and
Thanks.
get some oils. So if you guys have oils next to you, I would grab them. I'm gonna start with wild orange,
Mm-hmm.
or one of the main ones that have been studied for balancing and giving you like
Nice.
uplifting feelings. So I'm just gonna rub my hands together. And this is just a yoga technique that helps your body get back into the present moment. And then I just take a deep breath. So that helps me come back into myself so that I can not respond in the old ways that I've responded. Um, oh, I love this one. So a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, doTERRA came out with this one. And it's, the Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku is walking in the forest and allowing the, you're hungry? You're hungry now? It's allowing the pheromones that the tree gives off. Okay, let's go in the kitchen. Um, so I call it like the trees are blowing you kisses. Because when you're walking outside, it's like naturally like you're releasing stress and your brain is relaxing. It's kind of like Avatar, like the movie with the blue people, like all of the mycelium, like the all the roots under the trees that connect them all together. It's like they're allowing you into their community. So doTERRA put together, they're like, how can we bottle all of those tree pheromones so that say somebody's stuck inside, or they want like a taste of that, like they want to feel like they're hiking, they want to feel, that connection. So that's what that Shinrin Yoku is about. So it's a blend of like white fir. What's the other ones that are in? I have to look at the bottle, but they also did a couple of studies on how it balances blood pressure when you're sleeping and helping people to sleep better. I think
Do
that
you
was
want
done
to say
like,
what's in it? I have the bottle.
oh yeah, please.
I've been drawn to this one lately, so I had it out. I have like all my plants and I'm like putting Shinrin Yoku around them so they can like feel at home.
Oh,
Anyways, so it's lemon, patchouli, magnolia, Siberian fir, cardamom, cypress, lavandin, grapefruit, geranium, and petitgrain. Eh,
there's where the petitgreen was at, Cindy.
Hinoki wood.
Hinoki is a wood one from Japan.
Okay. Yeah, petitgrain.
I had that diffusing in my office a day that I was really upset because I used it on my client that had allergies. That's what in the book it said to use. Um, but then I noticed it really calmed me down. So it's fun when you start collecting them. It's kind of like Beanie Babies. You start like your little collection and then you have the book and then you're able to kind of go like how you sit down and you're like, how am I feeling? What do I need right now? Look at what you have, your oils in front of you, and then you can look in your book and it starts to kind of help you connect like, oh, that's why I'm drawn to this oil right now because this is what I'm needing in my body. So I really like that it grows your awareness of like what you need. So that's what my experience has been like, and a lot of people have shared that with me too.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, like so I have two girls, and whenever they have like, there's always something wrong or going on or whatever. Like my younger one, she was like, I have this weird thing on my finger. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like, would the doctor know what it is? I don't know. And I just look up bone spur. Yep, there's a protocol for bone spur. Like, we don't have to go to the doctor. We got it figured out. So I will update the oil
Okay.
and the progress because we just started a couple days ago.
Okay. Oh, that was that thing you were thinking was a ganglion cyst?
Yeah, but it's yeah, the ganglion cyst.
Interesting. Yeah.
Anyways,
So, can you guys see this, the Roman touch technique? Okay, so this was one of the first things I experienced when my friends were showing me like how to use the oils. It's a box of these oils. It's lavender, peppermint. Oh, wait, no, it goes lavender, balance, tea tree, a blend called On Guard, Aroma Touch, Deep Blue, peppermint, and wild orange. So it's 8 oils. So the first 2 are to help your nervous system come back down into rest and digest. The next 2 are for like killing off like low grade bacteria. The next 2 are for inflammation. The next 2 are for homeostasis. So anytime anybody in my house doesn't feel well or they're just having a bad day, I'm like, let me do I call it baby massage because it's on the kids. I'm like, can I give you a baby massage? And they're like, yeah, that sounds good. So they just lay on my bed. I line up those 8 oils and I just put 1 drop of each along their spine. And I just massage it in. You rub it in their hair, all the way down their back. I'll rub their feet. And I can't tell you, I mean, it's just like if you have a cold or a flu, it just cuts that time down, like more than half. And then you feel better and you didn't have to take Tylenol and it got their fever down. And then it makes it so that your body doesn't ache as much. So I highly recommend. These are like really good beginner oils to have. They have like a kit of this. Um, or you can build up to it. You can like start your collection. But there's a whole like video that shows you how to do the technique if you want to do it like specifically. But really, you can just put a drop and then rub it up and down their spine, get it in their hair. Um, let's see, I'll move on. This is more about like gut stuff. I mean, it's important, like your serotonin receptors are in your gut. A lot of they're actually showing like most of the different types of brain chemicals are actually like cultivated in your gut. So having good gut health. The thing about taking good probiotics though, and these are not just probiotics, these are like postbiotics and prebiotic fiber. It's like a whole thing. Um, but if you don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, then it's not going to work because it's like having tropical fish in a fancy fish tank and then not feeding them. So if you don't feed it what it eats, then it'll just die, like having like sea monkeys in a bowl and then not feeding them. So I make sure that I take doTERRA's VMG. It's like this green powder. There's 90 fruits and vegetables in here, and it tastes like pineapple. So anyway, this is what I do because there's no way in hell anybody can eat 90 fruits and vegetables in a day. Um, and then let me go to the next thing. Okay, so this was some information that I find important. Um, with flight. So if you're feeling like I'm like I need to get out of here, I can't take it. Um, like the whole back side of your body is really tight. That's when you know you're in fight or flight. And some really good things to do when you're feeling this is doing hip circles. So I'll take, say, one of these oils, say frankincense or balance or lavender. These are all really good nervous system calming oils. Um, so I'll just take a drop, I'll breathe it in, and then I'll hug myself and I'll do some hip circles. And that helps like with the overwhelm, or you might do like some swings and combine with that movement that's telling my brain like, okay, like we're safe, we can chill. Um, so for me, it's important to connect the breathing and the movement and the oil together. Fight. What's actually interesting is if you just do like some Tai Bo punches, then it tells that reptilian part of your brain that you've defended yourself. So I'll use the oil and then I'll do like some Taibo punches or like you can do some push-ups. And because you're like signaling pushing away, then now it helps diffuse that feeling of, like I need to like defend myself or I'm super angry or frustrated. So if you're gonna teach your kids or other people in your house, because I feel like I didn't grow up with any tools. Like, what do I do with my feelings? What is an action step I can take? These are action steps that you can do. It's like, we're going to do this movement, we're going to do this push up, we're going to use this oil, and it's going to give us something to do about it instead of being like, well, I don't know what to do about it. I guess go sit in your room, you know, which feels so like dismissive and shitty. So, but the wood oils, if you're mad, or citrus oils, they work so good. Um, So like I've got vetiver right here, and vetiver smells like dirt, but like in a good way, like if you like gardening.
I love vetiver.
It smells so good.
I've
Vetiver
never smelled the doTERRA one though.
smells just like dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kind of dirt like if you were in the redwoods, like big trees and like there's like wet dirt from the rain.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It smells just like that. So it comes from Haiti. And up in the mountains, they have the vetiver plants, and the roots go super deep, like 6 feet deep. So vetiver is used all over the world for retaining walls. So they use it down in the bayous to like help hold the land so it doesn't keep getting smushed into the lagoons. Anyway, I think vetiver is pretty neat. Fawning. Fawning is like where you're giving in all the time and people pleasing. So it's like you need to like move the energy. Because fawning can kind of be like where the person feels stuck and they can't change because they're being controlled by other people. Lemongrass, turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, clove, peppermint. These are all like big movers for moving toxins and moving your blood. Um, so yeah, I really like that. I didn't know what fawning was. It actually makes me really feel really gross. Like growing up with, having like older men in my life, like my dad's friends or older people, and they say something that you don't agree with, and you kind of just have to be like, and you're like, ew, hate you. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze. I think a lot of people experience this. I call it functional freeze, and functional freeze ends up showing up as pain. I don't know if other people can identify with that when they don't know what to do, and they can't get stuff done. It's kind of like an ADHD cycle, and then it ends up showing up as something hurting in your body. So these are really supportive for helping you to feel safe again so you can move forward.
I love Aroma Touch. Smells so good.
So if I wake up with a crick in my neck because I sleep with a 2-year-old, I will do aroma touch on my shoulders, and I'll do my deep blue, and I do past tense. So I have like a triple threat. Those are my threes. The deep blue rub, it looks like this. I have a little past tense stick, and then I have that aroma touch oil. So if you wake up feeling like, oh my gosh, I have like the worst pain, if you do those three, that does miracle. Those would be the three I'd recommend for your knee, Cassandra.
Okay. I can't remember that one oil I did that I had a bad experience with. Was that one was it past I can't remember if it was past tense or not.
I think it was balance that you had nightmares.
Oh, I think it was okay, balance, yeah.
You could use that during the day. That's still,
Okay.
know,
I haven't used it since.
when you've been holding a lot in, like you've had a lot going on and
Mhm.
you start using the oils, sometimes people will experience nightmares because it's like you drop in
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, I haven't dropped in like this in a while.
Hmm. For the pain, you said you would do Aroma Touch, Deep Blue, and what was past tense, right?
Past tense. I like the stick
Okay.
because then if you're out and about, you don't have to get it all over your hands and get it.
Yeah.
Um, this was what my friend, her favorite doTERRA products for her nervous system regulation. There's the adaptive capsules. And then you can act, a lot of the oils doTERRA has, you can get them in the big bottle so that you can use it for everything, like your diffuser or like on your body. Or it comes in a roll-on that's already pre-diluted. And that a lot of times it's at least $10 to $15 cheaper. And then it's more convenient, like to use that way. So there's different versions of things. Um, my self-care, these are some of the things I like to do. So it's nice if you've never written out, like, what do I like to do that makes me feel better? Then write out your list and keep it on the fridge so that you can remember, like, oh yeah, if I do this, it does make me feel better. You know? A lot of times I'll put my oils in the shower, like in the bottom of the shower, and then it makes it like a spa. I really, Haley, have you used the adaptive soft gels yet?
Not yet.
Oh, you should try it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cindy's husband like lives off those, right?
Yes, he does. And I started my older one on him too.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
when
I have to buy 2 bottles a month just for him, and now I'm gonna have to buy a third bottle for Lily. Anyways,
well, it's a good thing you get a lot of points and free shipping.
no, for like, yeah, that's exactly right.
So I take them at night, but I might start taking them in the morning. I have like some big things happening in my life right now. So I like need more tools. And this is like a really great reminder of just being like, okay, Kim, like let's start, using all the things. So I'm gonna start taking my adaptive soft gels in the morning because I struggle with like that getting organized and like what am I actually gonna get done today? And then I kind of give up for like an hour. So I have to remember that like I'm really not very productive until after 11 a.m. And every day I have to be reminded of that. So I don't know. I use the yarrow oil every day all over because I'm getting older. I'm 39. And I noticed that I'm getting like that kind of dry, wrinkly look on my forearms and my chest. So I use the yarrow as like a super hydrating for extra collagen, collagen and elastin in my arms. Um, and then the neroli is really, really good for anger, especially if you've been holding it in your jaw. So I think at the time I was really mad when I wrote this list. I was like, yeah, that works really good. The Aroma Touch in Deep Blue is really good for the pain. Tea tree oil I use in my armpits after I get out of the shower and in my hair because it gets rid of dandruff and then it makes my natural deodorant work. So if you've been a person that you've struggled to like pick a natural deodorant, like just use tea tree oil first and then it kills the bacteria that would have, made it not work. Um, Blue Lotus I love.
Do you just drop that in your deodorant, or how did you do it?
I just take a couple of drops and I put it in my armpits after I get out of the shower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I put it in my hair. I just made a hair growth spray. So I probably should add my tea tree to that too. But I'll email you guys all my recipes after this. Um, and then Copaiba soft gels. We just found out new information from Harvard. Copaiba grows your muscles by 33% more. So, like, for all of us who are like, I'm taking my protein powders, I'm doing all the things, Copaiba is helping to grow the muscles. So, not only is it calming your nervous system and pain relief, like, what we know about Copaiba or Copaiba, it's helping with muscle growth. So, I found that interesting. So at this time, back then, a year ago or a year and a half ago, we were doing every Monday. So this isn't current. Um, Let me stop this. So what I wanted to show you that because doTERRA only comes out with this once a year and it happens to be this month. Let me stop sharing. Is they have their rose moringa oil and the rose hydrosol spray. And I can't, it's so amazing for how it makes me feel like less anxious. And then it's making my skin look really good too. Did I bring it in here? Let me go grab it. Did you get yours yet, Cindy?
Yes, I did. Smells delicious. And like my skin sometimes can be sensitive to like new things. So I am like really strict about like what oils or serums or anything that I'm putting on my face. And it like the rose is so mild, it doesn't react. It loves it. So I
Oh,
love it. My face loves it. I love it.
so I just used the hydrosol. So the rose comes from Bulgaria, and it's very specific on how they have to harvest. And I think it takes like, I don't know, some ridiculous amount, like 10,000 pounds to get this very small amount. So it's super concentrated. But I really like the moringa is also super anti-cancer too. And rose, it's one of the highest vibrating oils. So like if there's a science test that people would do, is they would have some little needle connected to a battery, and when you stick it in a potato, it like says how alive it is. And then if you stick the potato in the microwave and then take it out and you stick the needle, then the dial doesn't move anymore because now it's dead. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that test. Um, but how they measure how alive something is the same way. And a human vibrates at about 60 on this dial, a healthy human, and an unhealthy one like under like 45. Um, but what rose vibrates at is like 320. So if you take rose and you put it on you, you start vibrating at 320 in your vitality. So I thought that was really interesting. And it's also like really, really calming for your nervous system. So what I've done is I got my hot stone kit and I just have it next to my bed plugged in. And it's got my stones in it and they're heating up right now. And so what I do is I just take some of first I spray the spray, and then I take a couple of little pumps of my oil, and then I take one of my stones that are nice and cooked now. Oh, it's really hot. I can't put it on my face just yet, but I start using it like kind of like how you would do. It's super hot. What I was doing yesterday is I was just sitting on them. So like if they were too hot, then I would let my tailbone have it first. And you can rub it all over your chest and your belly.
What temperature do you have it at?
No, I put it really hot. I think it's at 185.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it that hot.
Well, I put it that high last night because it wasn't staying. So
Oh,
maybe because I had the lid open.
oh yeah.
Now it's more tolerable. So first I do the muscles on my neck back here. This is what I've been doing laying in bed watching The Chosen.
Sounds
And then,
fantastic.
yeah, and then I do the jaw, except now I've run out of episodes. So I recommend doing this. So for people that have not placed an order with doTERRA yet, if they place a $200 order, they get the hot stone kit for free. So if you have people in your life that need oils, I would get the rose set. I think this is like 60 bucks for these two.
Don't they
And then,
get a diffuser too?
yeah, and then they get a free diffuser for spending
Okay,
150. So they
sorry.
get a free diffuser. They get the hot stone set from me. And then, of course, all of our information. I also like to send people, I go and I find used of the books and I send that to new people so that they have somewhere to start, just start learning and figuring all that on their own. This feels really good.
Yeah, I'm like envious of the hot stones. I need to go get mine because like I get like a lot of tension. I'm feeling tension right here, right now, actually. So
Yeah.
that looks amazing. I'm gonna, but
Take
I'm
your
gonna
hot
probably I'll
mode,
probably watch Seinfeld. What?
take your hot bath and then do your raw hot stones and watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
There's your baby. So cute. You guys have questions? No questions?
Not that I could think of yet.
Okay.
This one was having a little meltdown, so I had to go get her.
No, mine's melting down in the other room. I gotta go. But
It's
I'm gonna get your Haley, have Sam give you her email and I'll send you guys all my recipes. Like, so I have the ones for like weight loss and for sleep and like nervous system. I'll give you all the things so that you have it.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm glad I was able to help. Sorry, I was going back and forth, but at least we have a lot of experience here so everybody can share. And we didn't get any porn people.
That's
Yay.
a plus.
Porn.
Thank you, Kim.
You're very welcome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, Kim. Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye. Say bye.